Hi, today we're going to be looking at until statement. We already covered the until and the will loop. The will loop and the until loop are opposites. So the will loop will execute its loop when the condition is true, and the until loop will execute its loop when its condition is false. So they are complete opposites. Now in Java and C++ you have a loop called do while, and I've got one shown here. And as you notice, the while condition is at the bottom of the loop, not at the beginning, and it starts with do. Now what happens here is, before the test condition to see if it's true or false, the code is executed before it gets here. So it's always executed at least once, even if the code, the condition is false. And that's the difference between a while loop and a do while loop. Now a while loop, if you remember, starts like this with a condition A is less than 10, and then you've got your code here to be executed, and that's it, brackets to between the code. Now if this condition is false, because the will condition is at the beginning, no code will be executed in the loop. If it is true, the code in the loop will be executed, but the do will, it will always be executed at least once before it reaches the condition to be tested. So that's the difference between the do will and the will loop. Now we can have this in Ruby. I've already got one to demonstrate here. It starts with the begin and the end. I'm going to demonstrate this in interactive. Now what you do is you put the code you want to loop, you put in a group of code, and you can do this with brackets, hit enter. I'll just put anything just to, and I'll do another one just to show you it's not just one command, and the closing bracket, and hit enter, and you can see that the code that's within these brackets has been executed, C and D. Now I could have a whole sheet of code within these two brackets, and they would all be executed. Now to turn it into a do loop equivalent in Java, you would have at the end of the group of code, you would have until and a condition to meet, and that condition would determine whether this code was going to run or whether it was not going to be executed. And there's another, it's not just the brackets, it's the end, hit enter. No, sorry, it's begin, hit enter. We begin with the keyword begin and we end with the keyword end. So we do put s, C again, then we do put s, E again, just to show that it's more than one command, and end, hit enter, and you can see the C and the E has been put onto the screen. So anything within the begin and end is going to be executed. And again, after the end, we would type the until and the expression to be tested. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create an integer and give it the value 1. And now we're going to make a group of commands. The first one's going to be put s x, the value of x, and the second one is going to be increment x by 1. And now we're going to close close the group of code with the brackets, the end bracket, but if we hit enter, the interactive will execute this code as one command. So what we're going to do is put the, before hitting enter, we're going to put the until and a condition to be tested for. So we're going to say until x is equal to 4 and hit enter. And so what you can see here is that x started off 1, then it went 2, then it went 3, and when it went to 4, the until condition became true, and the until condition means that when it becomes true, it no longer loops, it exits the loop, and that's what's happened. And we can also do it with the begin, end. We can do x, and we're going to decrement the x, because x should be at 4 by 1, and then we do end, but if we hit enter in interactive, it will accept this as just one command. So what we're going to do is until x is equal to 0, and if we hit enter, so it started off 4, 3, 2, 1, and when it got to 0, it exited the loop because this condition was false. So that is the equivalent of a do loop in Java, and I can show you this one here. It's like we've got do, we've got system print out a starts at 1, and then we're incrementing a by 1 until we get to 10, and when we get to 10, it's not going to be true anymore, because the condition is a is less than 10, so 9 is less than 10 but 10 is not. And so if we run this code, what we've got is it starts off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and when it gets to 10 it stops looping the loop, and that's the while loop. And what we've got over here is the begin, and we put inside, what we've done is we've created an x again equal 1, we've printed out the loop what the value is, then inside the loop we've printed out what x is, and then we've incremented it, tested the condition, and then we've put outside the loop. So this will tell us the value that the loop stopped looping. And so if it's already saved, so if we type in hello world.rb, hit enter, you can see outside of the loop began at 1, so inside the loop it was 1, 2, 3, 4, it was 3, and outside the loop it was number 4, because it was equal to 4 it became true, so it exited the loop. So you can see that both are the same, and that's how you do a do loop in Ruby. Right, thank you for your time. Thanks very much.